Hey man, what's good YouTube? It's the kid 2 Ice and TD back up in this bit. I'm here to bring you guys a defensive tutorial for all my bigs. Even goes for the guards. But do y'all know niggas that got put in that animation right there? Or in the animations that y'all seen on the screen? Where niggas, you know what I'm saying? You got a 7-1 motherfucker. Look at this nigga right here. Look at him. Just get him bullied. Just get him bullied. Ain't getting no contest. You know what I'm saying? But this is for all my 2K players that's trying to, get better paint defense. You know what I'm saying? If you're not really getting no contests, people getting putbacks. I don't know how to stop the putbacks. This is the video. Contact putbacks like that right there. This is the video for you guys right here. Look at that. It's easy dunk, nigga jumping, but still ain't taking. Look at it, putback right here. You right there in the paint, chat. Man, let's stop all that talking. Let's get straight into it, man. And if you haven't hit that like and subscribe button, man, make sure y'all do that. We on the road to 100 subscribers. And gang, we out there, bit, man. All right, chat. I'm literally in the middle of recording this video right here. I know it is a lengthy video, so I will be adding timestamps and stuff like that of key things that I feel like y'all will need and stuff like that. I know y'all not gonna really want to watch the whole video. Shout out to my niggas that's gonna watch the video. All right, chat. Let's get straight into it. As you can see, I just loaded up on my 90 interior score. I will be dropping this build video, a little bit later on. I do, if y'all seen, if y'all watch the video, y'all see some of the highlights and stuff like that. I had my high flyer. That's another build that I'm gonna drop. I know y'all niggas gonna love that. And I also have this build right here, which is a great build as well. So let's get straight into it. Let's stop all that talking. So key attributes that you do need to play great defense. And that would be number one, of course, is interior defense. The higher your interior defense is, the better. This year, as you can see, I got an 80 interior defense. My big does play good interior defense. So I would say somewhere around the 75 mark to like 75 and up. Of course, if you want that 90, that 99, of course, you're going to play great and way better defense. My phone going off like a motherfucker. But, the higher it is, the better. Then next, I would sit there and even throw down perimeter defense, because if you clamping your dude up from the paint, I said from the paint, from the three, you know what I'm saying? You stopping them from getting into the paint, long story short. So that can play a role. You can get a few bumps, knock their bars down, you know what I'm saying? And that takes down their shot percentage and stuff like that, because they are getting clamped up. Still, to a certain degree, you know what I'm saying? You can get them plucks. I do have, videos and stuff like that of me getting plucked in the paint. That does play a role into great paint defense, but it's not necessarily really something that you need. Same thing with perimeter defense. Block, of course, as you can see, I got a 92 block on my build. Right now it is 85. I love block, you know what I'm saying? Me personally, I'd rather have a higher block rating than a higher interior defense rating. You still want to have that good balance, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to go with no 25 interior defense and a 99 block, because interior defense will help against post scores and stuff like that, but blocking is just for blocking the shot, And then we're going to go into, I will say, speed also does play a key role into paint defense as well, because you're going to see some clips of where I do help and other people do help. If I'm out on the three and let's say my point guard get beat and I'm the center, of course I'm going to help. Everybody has that center instinct. For all my center guys, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all have that center instinct, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you ain't got no stretch or nobody, or even if you do have a stretch, because there are some niggas that got fucking stretches and can't shoot for shit. But you know what I'm saying? You can sit there and leave Buddy open, because the chances of him making that shot are less likely to go help the dude out in the paint. Stop the two, but you also got to be aware that if you do have a stretch and that dude got fucking 20 on your head, you better stay your ass over there. You know what I'm saying? Acceleration goes along with speed as well. Strength is also key as well to interior defense. If you got like a 99 interior and 25 strength, like, dude, like, what is the purpose? You know what I'm saying? Especially with the post scores. If you're a center, you always got to have strength. This would work, more so for guards, especially like if the guard is more so meeting up, like stopping the dunk. But for post score, strength is vital. Vert also play a role into interior defense as well. The higher you jump, the better of a block, the higher you can jump to get the block and stuff like that as well. I would even say stamina as well does play a key role into defense, because if your player is tired as hell and you run into the paint and you got, let's say, my high flyer, your ass is getting dunked on 9 times out of 10. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over the attributes as well, because you got to know the other side. You got to know both sides of the field, and this is common sense as well, but I'm still going to go over this for you, for the guys. And it's basically the finishing, close shot, that's an in the paint type of bucket. You know what I'm saying? Driving layup, also driving dunk, standing dunk, post control. And as y'all know, the higher, I got a 92 driving dunk on this build, so I can catch bodies. This build does get contact dunks. You know what I'm saying? The higher those attributes are, the more of a chance that you can get beat into the paint. You know what I'm saying? The more that you can get dunked on, scored on, all of that. Driving dunk even goes for putbacks, layups as well. And I will be showing y'all on how to stop that, because I know y'all seen that intro and a few of them, putbacks. That contact putback was crazy. But let's get into the badges of what's going to actually, go against you and also help you. Brick wall is a great badge, you know what I'm saying? Especially for my post scorers. The higher your brick wall is, the better, you can absorb contact and you won't be getting, bullied or bitched in the paint, you know what I'm saying? So float game is a badge to where, of course, the floaters are hard this year. I do see some guards that know how to use the floaters as well. Floaters are one of those type of shots that you would have to get into the shooter, or at least jump into the shooter to get a contest. But if you got your hands up in the paint, you're really not getting no contest unless they're like really right in front of your face. Giant Slayer is also another badge. Like I said, it's in the name, you know what I'm saying? You're laying up in the paint versus like a 7'10", center. Well, let me be realistic. 7'2", 7'3" center. I don't think they go 7'3", 7'2", spin cycle, get the spin off the paint. That's all types of finishing. If y'all have not seen my finishing tutorial, I will be showing y'all all the finishing moves that y'all can do in the paint. I will be leaving that in the description, and I'll also have that at the end of the video if y'all completely watch the video. Shout out to all my niggas that do. Let's see what other badges. Two-step, I love this badge right here. It is a good badge. I got that on my high flyer. Let's get into some more badges. Acrobat goes with the layups, where you can switch hands and all of that. Aerial Wizard, man. Y'all will have to box out on Aerial Wizard. Please box out. Please box out. Bunny, my high flyer gets Bunny Hall of Fame, and I can sit there and say that badge is OD as fuck. You know what I'm saying? And notice how we got a whole bunch of finishing badges that actually that goes against the defense. Like, we went over way more finishing badges than defensive badges, so you got way more moves to to get scored on, so let's see what else we got. Immovable Enforcer is a great badge as well on defense. It does help, like I said, with the perimeter defense. It also plays a role into that, stopping the ball handler and stuff like that. Let's see. Post move lockdown. All my post scorers do need, centers do need that badge for them. Back down, Punisher motherfucker, them back that ass up demons, you know what I'm saying? The motherfuckers that just want to hook all the damn time, post fade, that is a badge. That is a must-have badge, especially for a center. Let's go on to the next one. You know what I'm saying? Challenger. That's more so for perimeter, Clamps, like I said, perimeter defense. If you can stop your man from getting in the paint, you're playing great defense. You know what I'm saying? You're playing great perimeter defense and playing great paint defense because you're stopping your man from getting into the paint. Let's see. Precision Dunker. This badge right here boosts up the green window, especially for contact dunks. Pay attention to that badge. Precision Dunker goes to Hall of Fame is crazy. Let's go to the next one. Let's see. Anchor is the main key badge. The higher your anchor is, the better you are. I do have some builds like my stretch build. He only had silver. Honestly, I can sit there and say you wouldn't necessarily need Hall of Fame anchor to play great paint defense. Like, this one only gets gold and my other one has silver. It's all about reaction time. You know what I'm saying? Reaction time, knowing where you're at, and badges. That's all of what it is really about. Just reacting, knowing the situation, and cutting off your defender and getting into the paint. That's all it really is. Box out beast goes for putbacks. Please box out. Please box out, because I know y'all seen some of them putbacks were OD as fuck. Chase down artists, a great badge as well. I'm happy that chase down artists, I do see more chase down blocks from last year, so that is good. Fearless Finisher is a badge that goes against, you know what I'm saying? Like like the finisher absorbs the contact as well. That's why I say brick wall. The higher your brick wall, that'll go against that badge. Slithery Finisher is another great finishing badge that does go against, you know, the defender. And Posterizer, that's that one that's gonna make you look silly. That's gonna make, you know, your chat or whoever you playing with, or even if you ain't in no damn party, you know what I'm saying, and you hear niggas on the mic, they gonna clown your ass, cause yeah, that's that badge that's gonna make you look silly. Chat, this is not what you're supposed to do. Yes, I got dunked on. This is on my 6'9" high flyer right here. Small forward. Notice, like, key things to notice. Notice how the ball handle was on the left side and I was on the right side. Also notice how I was not up under the rim either. And another key thing to also notice, I'm on a high flyer. I'm not on the center. My high flyer doesn't have the best, you know, defensive badges and stuff like that, defensive attributes. This would work for somebody that does have higher attributes and badges on defense, but like I said, my high flyer didn't. If I were to cut him off better and actually get from up under the rim and meet him at the rim before, you know, he got like his dunk animation, yes, I could have took him off, but like I said, it happens to the best of us. But yeah, chat, don't do that, and we're going to go over to the next clip. Another key clip that I do see a lot of centers do. Notice how he's jumping. He's jumping. You know, he's steady jumping. He does get the contest eventually, but he's steady jumping. He jumped like 3 times and lost all 3 of his bars. You know, if he would have kicked it out and passed it to maybe, you know, like somebody that was cut into the rim or something like that, he'd be more likely to get dunked on because he jumped 3 times and all his bars are gone. I call that antsy centers and stuff like that. Centers that, you know, don't want to get dunked on, that have their hand on the Y button, you know, just anticipating it way too hard. Best defense right there would have been is to put your hands up, keep your feet on the ground, because when you do jump, it does throw you out, you know, out of position and stuff like that. I do not recommend jumping unless they're actually going for like a dunk and stuff like that. Also, another thing as well with this clip is just he had good positioning. There was really no need to jump right there. You know, he wasn't mashed all the way in the paint to where he could have got an OD standing dunk, but he could have just had his hands up and got a good contest. Now let's get into the good defense. Notice the size mismatch. He does look bigger than my player. Notice how I meet him at the rim. Literally, I meet him at the rim. As soon as I meet him at the rim, yes, I could have put my hands up, but I felt like in that situation with the size mismatch and, you know, the bulldozer and all those other badges that do come into factor, putting your hands up wouldn't have been the most effective option of really stopping the score. You notice how when he got to the paint, he jumped up, you know, ready to go for his shot. So hands up would have probably never been the best situation, especially with me having the size mismatch. So jumping was the best option, and that's when I say, when the scorer is about to score the ball, jumping is the best time to, you know, that's the best time to jump. You know, I met him at there. He did have a good angle, but if I had my hands up, felt like I really couldn't get a good contest, and I felt like jumping was the best option. That's really about the only times that I do recommend jumping, a size mismatch. And, you know, he was just bigger in all the other badges. Like I said, that was on my high flyer build. I noticed that my defensive badges and my attributes are not the greatest, so that is a good time to jump. This clip right here is a perfect example of a hands up defense. Notice how I meet the defender at the rim. Really, the defender meets me. You know, I'm already like in the painted area. I walk up a little bit to meet him, to stop him there. I'm not in the middle of that C. I'm not really sure what the name it is. I'm just gonna call it that C in the paint. But I'm not right there, you know what I'm saying? Like, I meet him at the rim, literally. I don't even have to jump since I'm already like right there in front of his face. There really no need to jump right there. If you do jump, yes, I could have probably got a snatch block animation. Badges and stuff like that do play a role into that, and that would be more so the anchor badge. But hands up defense is great right there, you know? A defensive stop is like getting snatch blocks all the time. Playing great paint defense, you don't have to get a snatch block every time to play great paint defense. You know what I'm saying, chat? Stopping the slasher from scoring the ball or the post scorer from scoring the ball is great paint defense, but that hands up was a perfect example of great paint defense right there. Notice a few things right here. Notice how I'm not even guarding him. Also notice how he's throwing up a floater. Like I said, a floater, that floater is like, in real life, a floater is a difficult shot if somebody know how to use it. You know, Tony Parker and stuff like that. Floaters are a really great shot, and it's really hard to, you know, block that shot or really contest that shot if they know how to use it. But notice how I go from my man straight to the other man like he's slashing to the paint, and I meet him literally right there as soon as he does that floater. That is great paint defense right there. If I was literally up under the rim, I would have never got no contest, or even if I did get a contest, it was going to be a yellow contest, probably like no more than 20%, you know. That's what I mean by when you got to cut your defender off at that paint, because if you're up under that paint, they're liable to score the ball, and you damn so liable to get your ass dunked on depending on what build and stuff like they got. So right there, that's what I mean by literally meeting your defender right there and stopping them as soon as they get to the paint. And that's great help defenses at the same time. Like I said, that wasn't even my man, and I still got that stop, and I helped my, you know, my teammate out because he got beat. Now this is a great example of great help defense. Notice how he passed the ball in. The perimeter defender, you know, he's trying to do his best. He get the angle. I come in, you know, and I get the block. Granted, he does lay up with the right hand. He could have went in with a different move to actually, like, you know, score the ball better. But since he did lay up with the right hand and I was on the right side, that was still a good defensive block. I was still there. My teammate was still somewhat there. You know what I'm saying? Like, the more people in the paint, the higher of a chance of a contest, you know, that you can get. So yes, my teammate defender did get beat, but I did come back. And like I said, with help defense, it is tricky. You got to assess the situation. If you got a stretch that can shoot, don't give up the two, you know, don't give up the three, you know, to go contest the two. Twos are worth more than threes. You know, you got to assess the situation. At that point in time, I felt like the defender wasn't really going to shoot the ball. And even, you know, like, even if you got a stretch and the dude has been slashing all game and you know he's just going to go for that dunk or try to get his buckets and don't pass the ball out, or even if he might pass the ball out, but you know this dude threw the ball out of bounds or threw a terrible pass like a few possessions before, assess the situation. You got to weigh your pros and cons with help defense, and you also got to know what's going on, and you also got to pay attention. But that is a great example of help defense. Another version of great defense right here. Yes, we play in the same team. Okay, my teammate trying to play defense. Notice how he gets around him, and I meet him literally at the paint and get that defensive stop right there. Notice that, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I assessed the situation. Felt like Brody couldn't shoot. Felt like the slasher was going to, you know, go up for the paint. So I just played off my man and decided to help. Yes, he had a wide open dunk if I wasn't there. But another thing that I do want to point out to you guys is that if he wasn't so far in the paint, let's say he dunked outside of the paint, he was going to get an OD, you know, dunk animation. Me being right there in that paint, if his attributes are high enough, technically you really can't get that stop. I really should have met him if he jumped further from the paint. I really should have met him from at least where he jumped. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to be there where he jumps at. Don't be where he finishes at. You know what I'm saying? Please don't do that unless it's like a layup animation. If it's a dunk, do not be there where you finish at. You know, that's how I got dunked on in that first clip. He was already in the air, but I could contest it. You know what I'm saying? You could get, I'm not gonna say bailed out, but you know, with higher defensive badges and attributes, you still technically could hit that stop. For instance, if you had Hall of Fame anchor or gold anchor, anything like that. Yeah, if he jumped out a little further and you kind of sort of like you jumping with him, but you're more so in the paint, kind of sort of up under the rim. Yes, you could get a stop, but that's like, you know, it's like 50-50 with that. You never really know with 2K. And you know, like I'm saying, chat, just, you got to assess the situation. You got to meet the slasher or the finisher where they're at. And even for post scorers as well. Post scoring, you got to stop jumping, put your hands up. You jump when the post scorer, you know, goes for the hook, goes for the dunk, you know what I'm saying, goes for the post fade. Because if you don't jump and you just got your hands up and they post fade, you're not getting no contest. You're not in front of the defender like that. Hook shot, you're not really getting no contest unless, you know, they hooking into you or trying to lay up or something into you. But if it's on the opposite side, you're not getting no contest. You got to meet the finisher where they're finishing at to actually get a contest this year. 2K24, I love the defense, hand down, man down. If you ain't got your hands up, no contest. And that's how basketball is in real life. Now, this is a great example of great post defense right here. You can see the big dude. Notice how I come in. Look at the size mismatch of the defender and the scorer. Me knowing that defender 9 times out of 10, because I ain't even gonna lie, me playing as a center, if I get a fucking 6-1 on me, I'm going for that. I'm going for the finish, regardless if it's a layup, hook, fade. Well, ain't nobody gonna fade that close to the paint. But hook, you know what I'm saying? Layup, standing dunk, all that, You got to analyze the situation. So I do come in for the help, and you do like save, dude. I'm not sure if he was getting a dunk animation. It did look like a layup animation, but I did save that bucket by coming in and helping. So 9 times out of 10 with post defense right there, if you do got the smaller defender, there are some great post players or post bigs, that will pass that rock out, like a Jokic type build. I seen one dude, he had a Jokic build, and this pass accuracy was like phenomenal. But you got to assess the situation. You got to know who you playing. You got to notice your player tendencies, and that comes with just basic defense in real life and on the game. But you got to assess the situation. Can't really, if you have a teammate that's guarding the center, and that's on my 6'9" high flyer right there. If you have a teammate, okay, so you're at the 2 and you have a dude at the 3 that's literally the same height as you, but you got more defense than them and they guarding the center, why not go ahead and help them if they're going to win? You still got to assess the situation. Maybe you might pass it out. You got to analyze all of that. But if they're going to score, going and coming with that help, I can't sit there and say it's going to guarantee a stop every time, because that's not really your defender, and depending on how you time the help. But it's going to help, you know what I'm saying? I would sit there and say maybe 6 times, or like I'd probably say 5 times out of 10. It's like 50-50, especially with the game and stuff like that. And it also plays a role on the defender, the person that's guarding the big as well. But that is one thing that I would also, recommend, is help defense for people that can't guard. And this one goes for all my niggas that were trying to clown me when I got dunked on. This is the exact same 6'9", and I look at that, back that ass down Punisher. You know what I'm saying? Straight posting me. He knew I was a high flyer. He didn't think my high flyer had decent defense to stop him in the post. Notice key things. He started post scoring. He started to back that ass up from the fucking 3-point line. Red flag right there. Red flag, he think you a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk. I'm not going to sit there and pull the chair, because I know my player has strength. He does have a decent interior defense, and he does have a decent block. Not the greatest, but it is serviceable. And this does show that you don't necessarily have to have like like a 99, block and interior defense. You know what I'm saying? You don't necessarily have to have that, but it also depends on what type of post scorer. So notice how when he went up for the shot, I actually jumped up with him. He did his little spin, you know what I'm saying? His little drop step. Thought he was probably going to get a contact dunk on me. And I jumped up with him and took him out his animation. That's what I mean, chat. You got to jump at the exact. It's all about timing with the defense, Positioning, timing, all of that is key. And you also got to assess the situation. You got to know what's going on with the court. But those are some great ways right there. And I'm not even on the center. Imagine if I was on the center. If I was on the center, all I would have to do is, he might back me down a little bit. You still got to hold your ground, put your hands up. If he throw a little fake, put your hands up. 9 times out of 10, they're going to fake one time and then go up the second time. If they caught you jumping that first time, they're going to go up. You're out of position. So you got to time your jumps when you're dealing with post scores, and that is the key thing. Like I said, even with the first clip of, even if he would have waited and I already done jumped and seen my ass looking like Superman flying past that nigga, you know what I'm saying? He'd have got the bucket. It's all about timing, chat. Then we got the classic 2K being 2K. Look at the contest, you know what I'm saying? 57%. That's great defense right there. Look at my teammate laying up on 2 niggas and still making it. Like, 2K is going to be 2K at the end of the day. It's just a video game. I'm not saying 2K24 is trash. I honestly believe 2K24 is better than 23 in my opinion. They do got some things to fix, They still working on the game, but like I said, 2K is being 2K. Even sometimes when you play great defense, motherfuckers make bullshit. Let's be honest. It's just a video game. At the end of the day, it's not real life. And even in real life, people make bullshit. People get lucky sometimes. That shit should have been blocked, or the shit then got blocked and still went into the damn rim. He tipped it with his finger and it's still going to rim. The dude in his face, like the Paul George, Damian Lillard situation, it still went in, it's just a game is a game. People do get lucky. I'm not saying Damian Lillard got lucky. I fuck with Dame. I don't fuck with him going to Milwaukee though. I'm a huge Celtics fan. We still gonna take it all the way. I don't think the Bucks, y'all overrating the Bucks and stuff like that. But 2K is gonna be 2K with these contests. You're not gonna get a stop every time, especially with bullshit like that. Those are just a few clips that I done seen with 2K, but appreciate all my niggas that tuned into the video. Like I said, I did include the timestamps. This video is 25 minutes so far. It is a pretty long, lengthy video. It was a lot of information that I did give y'all. If y'all do like that info, make sure I hit that like button, subscribe button. Man, it's the kid 2ICT. I do stream every week. I am trying to get on that YouTube grind. I'm trying to get a video out every week. I'm trying to get to the 2 videos per week, but I know I got a lot of stuff going on. I'm working and all of that, but man, we on this grind. Make sure I hit that subscribe button. I will not sit there and disappoint y'all with this content. And man, we out there, man. The kid gone.